Alrighty, take two. My name is Jamil Rover, and I am a student at CBU in the MSW program, and I will be conducting an ethnographic interview with Michaela here. I'm going to have her actually formally introduce herself and tell you a little bit about how she identifies and also her ethnicity.
Okay. My name is Michaela Zuniga. I identify as bicultural. My dad is from Honduras and my mom is Mexican American, so I identify as Latino but also as American, so Latino American.
Alrighty, thank you, Michaela. And I also want to say thank you for participating. And I'll start this interview off by asking, or you telling me a little bit about your family life and how you grew up.
Okay, I was raised in a two-parent household until I was 15. My parents got a divorce, but you want to know more about culturally. So my dad was born in Honduras, but he was brought to Louisiana when he was 8, I believe. And then he got sent back to Honduras when he was 16. And then he came back when he was 18. So he came to the United States not speaking English.
Okay.
He learned it in school, and then eventually throughout the years as he was here, and then he was in the Army Reserves, I think. So that's kind of where he got his English. So English wasn't his first language. My mom's grandmother came from Mexico to the United States. So my grandmother was born here, raised in Pomona, and then my mom was born here, raised in Pomona, and now I'm here. So Spanish was not my mom's first language, English was. So in our house we grew up with English, but we understood Spanish. All my dad's family speak Spanish as their first language. So when we go to my abuela's house, and abuela's grandmother,
Okay.
Everybody speaks Spanish there. So my brothers and I understand it more than we speak it. Personally, I understand it a lot. If I really need to speak it, then I can, but I choose not to, which is now biting me in the butt. But that's another story. What else? We were raised Catholic. We went to Catholic school, but we went to Christian church. Didn't identify with that for a long time. I don't know what else.
Well, so you spoke about multiple kind of backgrounds coming together in one home. Can you tell me a little bit about how the home ran? What were the customs inside of the home?
Okay, so one of our values is education. So my mom was the main breadwinner of the house. My mom now has 2 masters, but my dad didn't have any, I think my dad forged his high school diploma, actually, and he forged his college diploma as well, so that he could get a job. So my mom was always the main household breadwinner, which is different, especially in a Latino family, because the man is supposed to be the one that supports the family, so it's a little bit different. I think that my mom used to cook, but then my dad got tired of her cooking, so he started cooking.
Okay.
Which is also different because in a Latino culture, the woman's supposed to do all the household cleaning and cooking and stuff, but my dad liked things very particular, so my dad would actually be cleaning, and then when he got sick of the food she was cooking, then he wanted to cook instead.
Okay.
Let's see what else. I don't know.
Well, moving outside of the home a little bit, I want to talk about some of the challenges / barriers that you face because of your ethnicity.
Okay. So we went to school in Claremont, so that's a predominantly white community.
Okay.
And we went to a Catholic school, so a private school, so again, predominantly white community.
Right.
So at our school, there was probably 10 of us that were like brown.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't really realize it till later. So as I started growing up and starting learning how to identify and like my own personality and things like that, I think I identified more with American culture just because I was around white people all the time. And then when I went to high school in Pomona, which I was around Latino people all the time. So I was never Latino enough for the Latinos because I had too much American, um, I guess, traits.
Right.
Because my dad was raised here, so my
Okay.
dad's actually assimilated and acculturated to American culture.
Right.
Than, let's say, somebody who has done that. Obviously, if they haven't done it. So I think I struggled with that, and then I also struggled because I didn't speak Spanish, so they didn't understand how are you Latino and you don't speak Spanish,
Right.
and how are you Latino and you don't do these cultural things like. I don't even know what it's called, to be honest, but there's like this thing where you put a baby in bread,
Okay.
and it's like something Reyes, and Reyes is a king. So you put a baby in a bread, and then you all break the bread, and whoever gets the baby has to make the bread next day. Like stuff like that. I don't even know how to do that. There's just like different like Latino cultural things that people do that I have no idea about. So I went for my master's program. I went to school, but I did a Latino emphasis. So as everyone was sharing all these cultural things, like I was learning them for the first time.
Right.
So I had no idea that a lot of these things existed. So even now, I still learn more about the culture in that sense.
Gotcha. Okay, Micaela, that was excellent. That was wonderful. I feel like you gave me a lot of information. I definitely appreciate your participation. Unfortunately, our time is up. We weren't able to actually get to all our questions, but that's okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Alrighty.